In each episode of the Wisdom Podcast, I share both spiritual and practical wisdom, together with the insights, offerings, and truth that have helped others live their greatness, conquer their fears, heal from the experiences of their past, be resilient, live empowered and free, and of course, of their authentic happiness. You may hear your own story in some of the stories of my clients who have healed themselves, become in control of their life, and reclaimed their authentic power. Seeking a deeper understanding and meaning of life awakens us to discover our purpose and to witness infinite beauty and joy that is so abundant. Each episode is meant to offer something beautifully relevant and timely for you. Let the sacred path that you are on be one that you choose deliberately, based on the inspired wisdom of your inner truth. And as you live a beautiful and love-filled life. Joy is the ever-present experience of your heart in flight. Joy is the certainty that fills your soul with sweet reminders of your heart in perfect wonder. I think of joy as the blissful moments of pure happiness that have the propensity to remind you of your heart, guiding you to the ever-present moments that you live. As I was writing this episode, what flashed through my memory was diving in the cenotes, the underground limestone caverns in the Yucatan Peninsula, and the experience of the refraction of light drilling deep into the water and the shape shifting that would present a kaleidoscope of elements, creating the optical illusions in the short visual field one has in all directions as you pass through the halocline. And as you temporarily stir the layers of fresh water and salt water that remain well defined. Joy for me includes new experiences and adventures, whether in my travels to other countries or simply the steps that I take beyond my front door. What is your path of joy? Where does joy lead you? Where do you find your joy? Joy is the unfolding of each sacred moment without exception, often without knowing what you will witness next. Joy is the depth of pure light and brilliance, and towards all of the sacred miracles that give rise, that exist in perfection for you. What is your path of joy? How is joy your inspiration? Where in your physical being do you feel joy? How does joy reveal itself to you? For my client Sarah, joy became a desired longing and a precious gift the longer that she remained out of joy. Without trust in the consistency of physical and emotional safety and connection in her relationship, Sarah no longer wished to be vulnerable in intimacy. Her husband's frequent outbursts of anger, followed by at some later time the perpetual cycle of talking through his reactive temper, and the dance of apologies and empty promises of making changes to his inappropriate behavior that would allow for harmony, safety, emotional connection, and love became exhausting for Sarah. Sarah had already begun to feel the crippling effect of what it meant to believe in someone's words out of an imaginary hope that all of her efforts in this 8-year relationship was not in vain. As Sarah's inner voice grew louder, impossible to ignore, and as she sought my help to find her path of joy, her words, the decision, the answer she needed was right here, waiting for her acknowledgement of it. The relationship was irreparable, even as Sarah continued in her efforts to help her husband and to fix the relationship. In our session, Sarah reminded herself of her path of joy, of how it felt as the energy of lightness and ease and of happiness. When Sarah and I spoke about what gives her joy, it was an easy answer. Joy existed in the quiet and peace of early morning writing, of her daily walks with her 2 dogs, and the heartfelt connections that she developed with her clients and that she nourished with family and friends. Joy lived in the moments of meditation, Sarah's heart willingly open to her intuition as a driving force of how she lived life and how she would continue to expand her growing online business. Joy was felt in the pure freedom to do what she loved each day, and this included the ability for Sarah to travel and live in other parts of the world, to experience and enjoy other cultures. Joy was also here with Sarah in the present moment, and whenever Sarah was free of worry and thoughts of how to fix the relationship with her husband until it was no longer possible to hope and wish, rather to see the truth of what her relationship was. It was a great deal of self-sacrifice and pretending that things would and could become better, different, the way they were in the first several months of dating. Sarah would feel inner peace and contentment, 2 precursors of joy, in the space and time of the present moment, of being witness to her heart and to feeling love and gratitude for her life, a life that she had been consciously manifesting. In her honest self-reflection, Sarah admitted that she married her friend and someone that she had devoted a lot of care and time to helping. This was never her ideal love relationship. Joy is experienced in the simple and deliberate expressions of gratitude and abundance. Joy is always with you. It is easily accessible as you acknowledge its existence and as you hold a place in your heart for its infinite love in the present moment and in your pure witnessing of it. The beauty of joy is that it acts as a roadmap for the expression of happiness and the inner fulfillment that honors your heart in light of your moment-by-moment choices. Sarah would need to be wholly honest with herself to reclaim her path of joy. You need to do the same. We all do. Joy is easily accessible. It is the acknowledgement of all that you are in appreciation of, and the kindness you hold in your thoughts and words for yourself and others. Joy lived in Sarah's expression of honesty and the acknowledgement of what she needed to be happy. Could you live in your expression of self-honesty? Could you follow what is truly your right path, moment by moment? The moment that you let go of what conditions and stories continue to sacrifice your joy, joy is felt easily. Joy is always illuminating your path. The ease to which you may live in a state of happiness, inner contentment, peace is infinite. Open your heart to its calling. For Sarah and for many others who continue to live imprisoned by their self-sabotaging and the relinquishing of what is true joy, there is one simple protocol for how you may effectively make the decisions that free you from unhappiness and the many cloaks that contain your joy, that keep you far removed from its simple wonder. Self-honesty is what illuminates the path of joy, the path of your heart that has been calling to you, and the path of happiness that is lived in the patience of each moment. Never question how your honesty and truth-seeking will always guide you precisely to where you need to be. This is the path of joy, lived here and of the present. I'm going to leave several links in the description for you, including a meditation which brings you deep into a state of pure joy. You only need to surrender to it. All of the resources here will be most helpful for you to find your way, to light the path into joy, and to help define how simple each of these steps are that takes you there. Let me help you return to the eternal state in which you can live in and of your heart, now and forever. Thank you so much for joining me here in another episode of Ask Dorothy. Sending you great love and encouragement to follow your path of joy. This is Dorothy. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of the Wisdom Podcast. To hear more, please check out the other episodes right here. And I'd love for you to subscribe and share your feedback on this or any episode with me. And then join me at dorothyratusny.com, where you'll find the wisdom blog, the inspiration for this podcast, the latest online courses that I teach, my YouTube videos, and the Wisdom Archives, which are an extensive library of guided meditations, mindfulness musings, spiritual teachings, and best therapeutic practices for your whole being, and to nourish and heal your life, plus many other special offerings of love. Please also visit me on social media and say hello. Allow yourself to go within, to access your inner wisdom, and to live this. Awaken your authentic power, live your truth, and be love. Thank you. This is Dorothy.